All right, welcome back to 0.5%. This is episode 11, part 3. I'm completing this part the following day. It's April 2nd. And since then, all of my buy and sell arrows on the nugget chart got moved. I'm not sure how, but I think it's fair to just put a pause on Nugget and come over to Dust. We spent quite a bit of time talking about that one in episode 2, and I thought it might be helpful to look at them side by side. So, as discussed in episode 1, these are inverses of each other. You can see on Nugget where there's all this noise, it dips and then goes up. Over here, there's all the noise, it goes up and then dips. So after hitting the peak on Nugget, it had a long descent, and that would have been, there has to be some indicator over here that I can find that is equivalent to an indicator here to enter for that long. So I thought it might be helpful to look at them side by side. They're both 2 times leverage, so they should be moving mirror image. But I'm also wondering, like, for example, let's see, the top of this one, let's just start with the crossover. So the crossover here was at 1142. What is the crossover here? It was like a minute, it was 1145. Did I do that right? Is the crossover at the top? Let's call it, that's a little before actually. Yeah, let's call it 11:45. Okay, so 11:45 and 11:45. All right, so the crossovers look great. This is the 3-minute chart. Yeah, so ideally, I would have woke up in the morning, saw all this noise, ignored it. This first fat green candlestick would have caught my eye, but I'm not sure what to do with that information. So let's see. As that candlestick hit, we had 50 over 20 over 10. So those 3 are backwards, but we're still over 200. RSI, it was pretty stagnant and coming down to this point. It does shoot up right there, like, I guess corresponding with the candlestick change. Coming down to MACD. So I discussed in part 2, I'm starting to give more attention to these candles, volume under the chart and then volume under the MACD. So let's see if there was a good indicator on this one. We're being safe. Where would I have liked to have bought in? With my rules typically not in negative MACD. So if I would have waited for the 3-minute confirmation above, that would have been here, that would have been here. Let's just assume I got it at the top, 62.20. And if I were to have rode that, it's going up, that's fine. Oh, price actually came down here. You can see that there. It's not that significant, but so price came down a little bit, and then there was a fat red average in here, but it's still above. Like, it's creating this dome shape each time. Underdome, overdome, underdome. And this seems to lead before the moving average does. It's like, so the price started going up, RSI started going up. Oh no, the crossover happened first. So price, RSI, crossover, volume above, moving average. And then from there, where would you want to sell? Ideally, here. But what's the indicator? So, I mean, I don't know. I would have probably been happy here, like, or at that first drop of RSI. It's like, I know I would have already made money by then. But let's find a better indicator. Well, right there was the second red one in here. And if we look at the height of it, so these two are the same height and didn't really seem to affect the price much. But this one dropped. And I'm assuming since this is a moving average indicator, this is also delayed too. So this red candlestick probably represents something further back. But then there was this fat green one. So then you think maybe it's going to keep going. And it does a little bit. I mean, if the price opened here and then you saw that volume, it would just keep going up. I would feel good about that. And then it just came back down a little. And this one opened here. It went up. And then it started coming down. That might have been, I mean, it did the same thing here. So I'm not sure about this one. Let's hold it. Let's say RSI is definitely coming down at this point. Price is checking the blue. So, I mean, you could think it's going to come up, check the blue, and then keep going. It does run up in the blue a lot, just like it runs down the blue a lot. But maybe this would have been the best indicator. And you know what? It's like the same height as where I said I should have gotten out over here. So I could have waited to see, but I could have sold it at the bottom. And then by then you've got so many of these red ones in a row, the dome down is pretty clear. I have seen though, for example, it does sometimes some weird stuff like, see, it's going up and down, up and down. Right, but it's staying above, like up even more. It's just kind of choppy through here. The chop kills me on this. Alright, so where were we? We're at the top. Indicator to sell is going to be the RSI coming down or holding the moving average seems to be okay with me. I would get rid of maybe here. So if I bought at the cross, or let's say the first one that went above, that's this one. Let's say I got the worst price possible here. That's 61.74. So we've already seen the cross, and then we're seeing moving up on the bottom. RSI is still going up. There isn't really much volume under the chart, but we're holding. Something weird's happening here. That's the first big one down. But then another green one, so we still feel good. Price went up, but RSI is coming down. And then there's another red here. Might be ANSI. And then I see that candlestick to trick me, but it's coming down. Volume's going out. RSI is going down. Well, you couldn't see it, I guess, from here. And then you'd think it was going up again. Then you think it was going down. Those are lower lows, though, aren't they? Well. So, just playing on the 3-minute cross, though. Get out, or enter here. Get out here. It's a little slow, and I think risky. I don't know if there was enough jump there, like a long enough maybe confirmation. But let's look at what that means on the dust chart. So that same time where I said I would be getting out, let's call it there, 11:39. Would I be getting in over here? I should be if I'm getting out over there. So what does it look like here? So at 11:39, we've already got these green coming in. RSI's bullish. What time did I say? 11:39. So it had just jumped on top of the blue. Yeah, it just went under the blue over there. But MACD is still negative. And it would be like trying to find a bottom here. So So I think I get out of there because I'm worried about it's going down. Just take profits, don't be greedy. If it does go up, I guess I'm just sitting it out. I got what I wanted. But if it keeps going down, then this one will keep going up. So we're seeing the uptrend in RSI. We're seeing there's been this reversal of volume historically. And then the cross comes over. Price went down. Confirmed the cross. Price jumped up again. And now we're in these green up here. And it rides until... where would I have wanted to got out over here? I mean, ideally one of these. So what we had seen was... Okay, so this is way overbought now. I would have probably got out here, honestly. It's tapping that 200. RSI is now coming down. That's a decent run too, from the top of the blue to the 200. And then it dropped, got some support somewhere. It's going up. These are triple red though. It's kind of weird. RSI is going up again though. Breaks out. I would have maybe bought here again. Or I guess I did shortly after. Basically the top of that, I got the bottom of this one. And then it went way outside its band and came back. Let's see what the crossover looks like. 112. And it went right under the blue again. And then what happened here at 112? Crossover right over the blue. This one didn't work the same though. Like, so over here when we had blue, black, red. Now over here we've got blue, black, red. Or here, blue, black. Red is way up there though. Oh, and you know what? In this one they were both above the 200. In this situation they're all under the 200. Okay, so it breaks the blue and it crosses over. So the 3 minute, if I would have even just bought at the cross, which would have been 38 or 35.85, and then sold at the cross, $36.84, would have been great. I can tell you now though, since today's the day after, I tried to trade Nugget and Dust today based on what I was discussing in part 1 and part 2, but it did not go well today, or at least money wise it didn't go well today. I felt a lot calmer watching the chart and trying to stick to this methodology, but I still slipped up some places. And you can see if I zoom out, like, where does today start? Today starts here, 4-2. Like, it was a choppy day. And I don't know if I was trying to, I don't know what happened today, but like, you can see from where it started was here, topped out here, and it's ending where it started. So there was motion through here. Like, look, there's a swing down, which I could have probably got on Nugget. Let's see. So there was this run up from the beginning. I might not have wanted to got in there, but when it crossed over here, so we're in positive now. I would have bought on that candlestick and then just sold at 200. Would have been nice. Came back down to the red. Sold at 200. Even if I didn't get above it, just sold at 200. And I could have done it one more time or gone above it. But I messed up today somehow. And I'm going to figure it out. I'll review these on... I guess I'll make it a part 4 because it's still related to this topic. I'm still trading the same companies. I think that's the way I'm going to go. So yeah, let me get those arrows uploaded onto the chart, and I'll see you in the next part. Thanks.